time. It's good to see all of you.
Test. Wait. Hold on.
We got a good deal coming up this week. I think we might have gotten
Test. Yes, I think we have audio now.
audio now, it looks like.
Mike, let me undo this hold screen real quick. Hey, y'all, sorry about that. My the microphone decided it didn't want to work, and he just dropped Instagram. Okay, right, so we're up and running. Sorry, everybody. That was weird.
That's super weird.
Yeah.
Well, welcome. In our waiting room, we've got Tom Lazuka. He's the owner of Asylum Cigars.
Yeah.
And he had two other titles that we're going to have on the screen that we'll show everyone else.
Yeah.
One is the Breaker of Ribs. We'll talk about that later on.
All right.
And there's another title that we're just going to let the audience see. We don't want Tom to know the third title we gave him until the broadcast is over and he goes back and looks at it. But it's going to be fun. We do want to encourage you guys, our two main platforms. We do broadcast through Instagram Live and Zoom. That way we can see who's smoking what and we can get some comments. But if you can, please tune in to our Cigars and More 280 Facebook page. It also streams to all of our other Facebook pages. Vitola Fine Cigars in Tuscaloosa and Mountain Brook, as well as Cigars and More Trussville and Cigars and More Patton Creek.
Right.
All of those pages will have this streaming live, and as well as our YouTube Live YouTube page, Birmingham Cigars, and you can continue to watch these videos. Not sure why they would want to. I mean, my gosh, I certainly don't want to watch these after I don't want to hear myself talk again.
It's something about the beard, I don't know.
It's got to be. But yours is glorious.
Mine is glorious.
Neatly trimmed.
Yeah.
COVID's gotten the better of mine. I haven't had an opportunity to
I can tell.
trim my mustache.
And you cut your hair to look like a hat now. That's actually not a hat.
It's
That's
strange.
just his hair.
It's no one would ever know because I permanently have a hat on. So this week, what are you smoking?
I'm smoking an Asylum right now.
Well, so am I.
Yeah.
How ironic.
Oh, how ironic.
That must mean something.
What's the arm in the background smoking right there?
Mr. Vivani, you also smoking an Asylum?
Yes, we are.
I think we're all smoking an Asylum.
Yeah.
We're all seeking Asylum here at the lounge at 280. Hopefully we'll be open soon. This week we got some news. Governor Kay Ivey, Meemaw herself, relaxed some restrictions across the state, but the health department did clarify with us that we still must keep our lounges closed.
Right.
And I know you guys are highly anticipating the lounges being open. It'd be great to see you guys back here again. I believe we're only just a couple of weeks away from that.
Right.
In the meantime, and after, we're going to continue to do these. This has been a fun platform.
It has been. It's been pretty great.
I've enjoyed it. You guys have been a tremendous help setting this up. I certainly don't know how to do any of this kind of stuff.
What?
I don't. I talk a lot, too much, in fact. But that's all I'm good for.
Well, I'll give a little shout out to my buddy John, who helped educate me on this about a year ago.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Sir Metal is back.
Yes.
It says we got sound. Thank you. What is the Asylum like? We're going to talk about that for about 30 minutes of this broadcast. We're going to have Tom Lazuka, who owns Asylum Cigars, and he'll be joining us in just a couple of minutes. This week we are featuring the Medulla Oblongata.
Yes. Absolutely excellent cigar. We've got the lighter and the darker.
We do. I've got a Maduro. You've got the natural Corojo wrapper. Yeah. And we'll discuss with Tom how that name came about later.
Yeah.
You smoked these this week.
I did. I went hardcore into this.
Tell everybody what you thought. I want to hear your thoughts on it.
Okay, so this may get a little
we might get a little. We might have some hints of pitted prune in this review. Let's hear what he thought about this. If you want to know what the Asylum's like, Devin, tell us.
So I sat down with my favorite coffee and decided to go through these, and I probably smoked 2 of each because I really wanted to go through this and I wanted to get it right. And what's great about these 2 cigars is they're just like siblings to one another. There's one's super light and one's super dark. The only differentiation between the 2 is the ending, because the Corojo's got a nice cream at the end. And you know, it's funny.
When you say ending, do you mean the end of the cigar or the finish on the palate? What do you mean, like at the very end of the cigar?
The very end of the cigar.
Okay. Last third of the cigar.
Yeah, last third of the cigar. I can't begin to tell you. I wasn't expecting that. I read something about it and went, no, that's not going to be true. And I smoked and went, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get enough of it. And then on the Maduro one, it's just like a dark cocoa.
Yeah, it is.
That just washes over you, and with a great coffee, it definitely accents everything that goes with it.
What proof coffee were you drinking?
Probably 40 to 80.
40 to 80 proof, okay. Yeah, that's some stout coffee.
Yeah. But I thoroughly enjoyed this. I enjoyed everything about it, all the way to the end.
We got coffee again this week.
We did get coffee again this week.
Good coffee.
You know what these are really good for, too?
I didn't get coffee.
You didn't get any coffee?
I didn't get coffee.
Oh, darn. Sorry, man.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Coffee's for closers, that's why.
But
and with that,
so far, I've done my best smoke rings with these cigars.
Oh, really?
I cannot replicate that. It is random, but I managed to get multiple in a row.
I can't either. Should we bring him on now? The man of the hour?
The man of the hour, sure. We'll get the interview going and see what we can come up with.
Let's go ahead and bring him up. Let's see. Everybody, they logged in to see Tom. They didn't want to see us.
All right. So we're going to tune in to Tom right now. Let's switch over, and I'll apologize in advance if anything doesn't work correctly.
There he is.
All right.
There he is. If you're tuning in on Facebook Live or YouTube Live, you can see this. We're tangled up, aren't we?
Here we go.
This is bizarre. We have to share an earpiece to hear Tom Lazuka. But
now, Tom, can you hear us?
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
That would be no.
That would be a big no. Tom, can you hear us?
He's probably trying to join the Zoom.
Hey, Joe, will you text Tom right now and tell him to turn his microphone on? Yeah. You can see right now the camera's up. We're looking at what we're looking at right now on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. You can see
He's
Tom's
asking what the group is.
A man of many talents. Tell him not to worry about Zoom right now. We need him on the other platform. We just need his audio on, please. Yeah. And he's trying to join you guys on Zoom as well. Right now, we really want to get him in on the main platform so we can start talking to him. Yeah. As we figured out, this hour goes by quickly.
It does. It goes by very quickly.
It's wild.
What's the Zoom code? Is it up there?
He can post it. Just a second.
Get that real quick.
There's the Zoom ID right there. And then we're getting him in here. Tell him it's imperative that we go ahead and get his microphone on, please.
I did send that to him.
So what's everybody smoking today? Post it in all the chats. That'd be great while we're getting this figured out.
Ryan Burnett's with us. How are you doing, Ryan? It's good to have you here. Like to have you back in the lounge soon, brother. Hope family's doing well. Tom, can you hear us? Hey, Tom, can you hear us? I think I can.
Is your audio working?
Hey, Tom, can you hear us?
Oh, finally, there we are.
There we go. Got it. All right.
All right, let's go back. So we're finally got Tom Lazuka on with us. Welcome to the broadcast this week, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good. We are smoking currently right now the Medulla Oblongata cigars.
Are you smoking the Oblongata or the Medulla?
I'm smoking the Medulla. Both of us are smoking the Medulla. No, Devin's smoking the Oblongata Natural, and I'm smoking the Medulla Maduro.
Wonderful cigar.
If you guys are wondering what the difference is, the Medulla, correct me if I'm wrong, is the rounded format, and the Oblongata is the box press format.
That's correct.
So each have interesting smoking characteristics and qualities to them. Great cigar. Devin gave our audience a review of what he thought about it this week. It's a glowing review.
Yeah.
Thank you. And consequently, we have a deal on this cigar this week.
Do we?
We do.
All right. Tell us about it, Jason.
Harris is still no longer in the studio with us, and as long as Harris is not with us, we will do discounts.
Gotcha.
So we are doing. So if you come into our stores this week, if you buy any 5 Asylum Medulla Oblongata cigars, we're going to give you 20% off. That's pretty aggressive. We think this cigar is special. We want you to try it. We're going to have it featured in every store. All 5 of our stores has plenty of stock for you to come in and take advantage of this. So we're not no bells and whistles this week. Not going to make you buy a box. We just want you to come and pick up 5 of these amazing cigars, and we're going to let you ask some questions about these cigars to Tom in a few minutes. Jonathan Nelson says round cigars are his favorite.
Oh.
Thank you for that feedback.
That's awesome, Jonathan.
They're my favorite too. So there's some questions about the name. Before we get to that, Tom, tell us a little about the genesis of the Asylum brand. How did this come about, and what was your vision? What did you seek to achieve with this brand when you first began?
It's funny, man. It came together very quickly. Obviously I had worked with Christian for many years with Camacho and when he had sold the company to Davidoff. And as time went on, his non-compete was ending, and he had mentioned that he wanted to start something again. No. So I obviously took him up on it, and we really at that point we didn't have a complete name, we didn't have a blend, we didn't have anything.
I can't get an echo.
And that was very early in early January of 2012. And then we moved forward. I left Davidoff and we went down to Honduras and decided to do the Asylums out of Nicaragua. We had another name. It got disputed in trademark issues, so we had to go very quickly. So we added the 13. There was a third person involved in the beginning who is no longer a part of it. He didn't last very long, but he was a part of building it. And so it was just obviously it came out of the sale of Camacho to Davidoff and the non-compete ending, and I think some other things played into that. Them moving to Tampa and different things, but all together, it was just something that me and Christian had talked about doing together, and when the non-compete ended, the timing was right for us to start this together.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but this escalated quickly, didn't it? With the beginning of the company, I mean, this you guys went to your first show, and this blew up quick, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it was funny when we first started. Christian and myself were just talking about maybe doing 600,000 cigars a year, just me and him. And we're like, we might add a few people, but we're going to keep it simple. We weren't worried about having big growth quickly and things like that. And, so, our first trip on the road was in July, the beginning of July, about a month before the trade show, the IPCPR at the time in Orlando. And we went on the road and we were getting kicked in the teeth every stop. People weren't buying. And it's that time of year. People are waiting for the show. They don't know our brand.
Sure. Yeah.
And we were getting a little bit, and so we were kind of going, whoa, did we make a good decision or not? But we get to the trade show in Orlando. We're like, oh, our booth sucks. We're by the bathroom. The greatest thing ever.
Absolutely. Everyone's got to go to the bathroom at some point, so they got to see you.
Yeah, so they were trapped, It ended up being a great thing. So, and we saw it exploded right from day one of that trade show. I mean, it was, I think about day 2 of the show, Christian's like, hey, listen, man, go hire a full sales force. Let's do it. So, within about, 36 hours, the plan of being small and doing it ourselves went out the window, and the next thing we're hiring sales reps around the country, and and here we are today with 10 people, in-house people, and we've got a couple independent brokers still throughout the country and the West Coast, but it's been a very good ride.
Well, you got a great sales force. We're joined with one of them in the studio right now, Joe Brantley. He's doing a very good job for us. He's, I'm assuming, your newest rep. Joe worked for us here at Cigars and More for a brief stint. Prior to that, Joe and I share a similar background. We came from the ministerial side. And so I've always had a nice kinship with Joe. Joe does a great job with us. You've got a great sales force. Obviously, I know them pretty well. I spent some time with your company, and there's some great people that work for you. You guys have done a great job of putting together a great team. let me just ask you, though. I just want to get personal for a second. Sometimes our listeners want to, they want some personal information. So if we can, let's just somber mood for just a moment. This is a serious question. Why, Tom, can't Michigan beat Ohio State?
Okay, Mr. Robnett, you gotta go there, huh?
Listen, if you guys are listening on Zoom and can see us right now on Instagram Live, please tune in on Facebook and YouTube Live right now, because this is where you can actually see Tom and hear him answering these questions. We just currently asked him the question. We got personal. Why Michigan can't beat Ohio State? And he's at a loss for words right now.
Jason, first of all, your Facebook Live. What do you go to for Facebook Live?
You can go to Cigars and More 280, and then you can also see the titles we have given you under your name. If you're tuning in with us, Tom is a man of many titles, one of which, of course, we brought him on as the owner of Asylum Cigars. We're doing specials on Medulla Oblongata this week.
We are doing specials.
At all stores. You can get them online. They are active on BirminghamCigars.com, or you can come into the stores or call the stores. If you buy any 5 Medulla Oblongata cigars, you get 20% off. 5 or more, you get 20% off. That's crazy, because usually you only get 10% off for an entire box.
Holy macaroni.
I'm telling you, when Harris is away, we'll have a little fun.
Yeah.
I think Tom just saw the titles we put up there.
No, I can't get on. I punch in Cigars and More and 280 and nothing comes up. It says the search didn't find anything.
We may have you blocked.
If you go to YouTube and type in BirminghamCigars.com,
if you go to YouTube, type in BirminghamCigars.com, you can find it. We still haven't gotten an answer. Our customers are sending.
Now, let me get to that. Okay.
Let's. Our customers are looking for answers to this. We're getting replies asking, saying he didn't answer the question, and the question was, why can't Michigan beat Ohio State? Why can't Jim Harbaugh get over the hump and really not beat Urban Meyer, but beat any insert coach's name that happens to coach it? I mean, it's why can't he get over the hump, Tom? Tom's a big Michigan fan, by the way.
I think that we're losing the battle in 2 places. I mean, we're losing on the offensive line and defensive line. I mean, plain and simple. Like last year, I think they played 4 defensive ends. On the defensive line, they didn't have the bodies up front, and they run the ball all over them. They throw the ball, and they struggle with Ohio State. They've had some close games, but it's not like they're losing to the school of the block. I mean, Ohio State is in the top 2 or 3 recruiting classes.
They are, yeah. They're strong right now. Yeah, to be fair, I mean. They're a good team. I mean, like you said, they're a very good team, and they recruit well. And Michigan used to control the offensive line, and I see them getting 4 stars instead of 5 stars on the offensive line. The reason I asked this, Tom, I mean, honestly, let's because as an Auburn fan, we don't have any issue beating our biggest rival, which is Alabama. We've won 2 of the last 3. And as much as I dislike Gus Malzahn, not as a person, but as an offensive-minded coach, somehow we still get over the hump and beat our biggest rival. So is it a Harbaugh, or is it just? I don't get it. It's just I can't imagine your frustration as a fan of a team that actually can beat their biggest rival. I don't understand.
Well, it would be all right, because if you played in the Big Ten, you would lose to Ohio State every year too. But
So listen. So he has a title breaker of ribs on here.
Yeah, tell me about that.
You know how he got this?
I have no idea.
We were arguing over this topic once.
This better be a good story.
Yeah, and we were in Honduras one time, and Tom gets pretty touchy about this. I don't instigate things. I just like to have good open discourse.
Yeah.
And I never aggravate people or poke the bear. I don't usually like to argue about trivial things such as sports, but I happened to bring it up while we were in Honduras one time, and we were having a nice evening with one another under this canopy, nice beautiful night, and I simply asked Tom a question, like what's up with the Big Ten? Why are you guys so weak? And he jumps out of his chair and just like nearly tackles me, like he just like this big bear of a man,
Snapple,
and got me in just like a constrictor. And like just snaps my ribs, man. It's like, yeah,
Jeez.
The first night we're there. I mean, like this is how seriously this man takes Michigan football.
Good for you, Tom.
I'm thinking if you actually believe that's how it happened, you probably
That's
belong in an asylum.
Oh. And now the name of the company makes sense.
Listen, my recollection perhaps is different than yours. I just remember being attacked.
I believe there's a number of people there, and we have witnesses. We could probably pull some of them in right now if we want.
Well,
that you were the aggressor, and I believe it had nothing to do with Michigan and Big Ten football. I think it had something to do with grandmothers or something. We won't go that deep.
We're not going to go that deep on this show. Yeah, and wow. This is we're going to try to keep this a family broadcast. That was a fun night until that point. Yeah, that's great.
Like I said, Jason attacked me. He was the aggressor, and I'm sorry. Like I said, at the time, my two boys, I've got a 17-year-old and 15-year-old, and at that time, they were 8 and 10. Or 10 and 12, something like that. I squeeze them harder and they don't break. So I'm not sure if Jason is just deficient and he needs some more vitamins, or his bones need to be a little harder.
Well, clearly, and conveniently, there are no other witnesses from that night on this broadcast right now. So we'll simply have to agree to disagree, as Ron Burgundy says. Speaking of funny movies.
Yeah.
Hey, we've got too many audio feeds running. They're overlapping.
All right, too many audio feeds running. If you got an audio feed inside here,
we can hear yours.
Calm it down. Can you turn that down on that iPad right there?
Hey, tell Joe to know his role over there, okay?
Tom says know your role over here.
We can hear yours.
Does he?
Yeah.
What's my
role? He is doing his role. He is helping in every way. Not only is he's been making sales calls on the phone today, and he's now...
Hey, Joe.
Someone just said, I'm a conscientious aggressor. Wow.
Hey, Joe.
That's... Ryan Burnett says,
Last
hi, Joe. Tom, a lot of people want to know.
Ryan?
Let's get the cat out of the bag. We're smoking, as we said, the Medulla Oblongata again today. I've got the Maduro. Devin is smoking the natural Corojo wrapper. Fantastic cigars.
Fantastic.
This week, starting right now, till next Friday, until the next broadcast, we're doing 20% off on any purchase of just 5 or more single cigars.
Just 5 or more singles, 20% off. All right.
We have a number of different sizes. We have box press. They have rounded formats. It's a really interesting, tremendously smooth, full-flavored cigar.
Yeah.
But, Tom, what the hell? Medulla Oblongata. That always just makes people ask the question, what the hell, man? I love it, but how do you come up with a name for a cigar like that?
Well, my business partner, Mr. Christian Aroa, is a huge movie buff, and obviously we like to kind of joke with our names and things like that. So this is obviously a reference to the Water Boy. So it fits our theme. It fits Asylum, and it makes you kind of think about, are they different? We pack them the same way. They're rolled the same way. Obviously, one's box pressed, and some people feel like one is tastes different than the other. But we leave that to you guys to decide.
It's a wonderful movie.
Water.
I'm currently drinking high quality H2O right now.
I got my coffee here, my iced coffee.
Tom, I'm drinking some strong coffee right now with my cigar. Are you drinking anything with yours?
I have a Gatorade.
Gatorade?
I got some 80 proof
I wonder how
coffee.
that pairs with a cigar.
Just a little electrolytes,
That's Joe brought up an interesting point. It's Gatorade. that again from Waterboy. Hilarious movie. They do have a goofy name, fun name. Like to have fun with the brand. A lot of trying not to take it too seriously, but it's a very serious cigar.
Yeah.
And so we're happy to be smoking it right now. Speaking of blends, you and I have had some conversations about this, about how ridiculous some people can be about the influence of flavors depending on the wrapper to filler ratio. What's your philosophy when you're developing a blend of cigar and a taste? What are you looking for to do? What's in the inception of a blend such as this cigar? What are you looking for?
Well, I think first you start with what you want, right? You want a a strong, a medium body, a full body cigar. And then the next step from that is, do you want to make a small production or a large production? So once you make that decision, then you're going to go into what tobaccos do you have available to meet that demand, because you don't want to be in a situation where you produce a cigar and you can't make enough of them. So the demand it gets too high and you can't produce it. So, when we launched the company, the original Asylum 13 out of Nicaragua, we went in and we asked them, hey, don't bring us any tobacco that you can't make 1 million cigars with the first year. So,
wow.
So then we worked off of those tobaccos to get the best cigar we could. But, we wanted a Nicaraguan full-body cigar with the Asylum 13, and I believe they did a good job of putting that together, and it's been, our number one selling product so far. So,
well, it's been fantastic for us.
I've thoroughly enjoyed this.
I'm loving it. What is your favorite of all your portfolio? And you, at this point, you've got a number of cigars. What's your favorite one to smoke yourself?
Yeah, I mean, people, I get asked the question quite a bit about, if you had one cigar to smoke or one country or something, and obviously we make cigars in Honduras and Nicaragua. But I was kind of brought into the industry on the authentic Corojo tobacco. So, I tend to smoke either an Aroa. I guess I smoke Medulla Obligatas every day, one or the other. I would definitely go to something with our Corojo tobacco in it, because it's just kind of where my sweet spot is in my palate. I like the strength, but it's not too strong. It's fermented properly.
Yeah.
I like the earthiness, and so for me, I tend to go to a Corojo cigar. Our tobacco, authentic Corojo from Honduras, is kind of my go-to. So it could be a CLE Corojo, it could be an Asylum Corojo, it could be the Medulla Oblongata, it could be, the Aroa First 20s. I kind of mix it up every day.
Outstanding. I will say that Devin, you haven't been to the factory. You need to go to the factory if it's possible one day. But I'll tell you, those of us who have been, it's very impressive. I truly believe that you guys do have the best Corojo tobacco on the planet. I don't think anyone comes close. There are a ton of great cigars on the market, don't get me wrong, but like you were just talking about Corojo tobacco being your sweet spot, I don't think there's a better Corojo tobacco on the planet.
I've had multiple of them, and this is by far the best.
The operation's very impressive. Again, they're a Bayer certified, crop science certified company. They literally have the documentation that they have the cleanest tobacco you can smoke on the planet, period. Yeah. And having zero impact on the environment, which a lot of people appreciate these days especially. You guys are doing a great thing, and it shows in your product. It's not just a gimmick. It's not just funny names like Medulla Oblongata. These are serious cigars, and there's a reason you guys have staying power for years to come. So we're proud to have these here. We've got a ton of your cigars, as you know, at our stores. And
great customer of ours.
And you are a key part of our business, and
yes, you are,
we want to keep it that way for a long time. I'm going to pause just for a moment. We're going to give something away in a minute. I've got Zoom is now limiting us to 40 minutes. So what I'm going to do, if you're joining us on Zoom right now, I'm going to end this meeting and then start another one so you can join back in. We'll reset it for another 40 minutes. So if you're with us on Zoom right now, don't give up. I'm going to end the meeting and then we'll restart it right again. Hold on just one moment.
Yeah.
And then that way just join right back in, guys. We got to do this as and I'll open it right back up. And how about this? Look at this. Watch this.
And bam.
Start meeting. Settings. There's no waiting room now, so everyone can join right back in on Zoom again. How about that?
And thank you for joining us. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. We are on all major platforms.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. And we're back here with Tom.
Tom, you are an avid hunter, fisherman, outdoorsman. we are so you're a deer hunter.
He's a turkey hunter right now.
He's a turkey hunter right now. But this week, we've told you we're going to start giving something away every week. And we have one of your company's very nice 10 cigars. Cigar Life, but you can see how the C, the L, and the E is emboldened there. So if you want to win this 10 sign, and if you're with us, we're looking at the comments right now. You get one guess at this. If you guess more than once, you're disqualified, no matter if you get it right on the second time or not. You get one guess. We're scrolling through all the comments. So the question is, Tom, as an outdoor enthusiast, an outdoorsman, a hunter, he's killed a big buck before. What's the largest buck he's ever killed, judging by the number of points on the deer? If you can guess, the first person to get this right or the closest within the next couple of minutes is going to win this 10 sign, and we'll announce it on the air. So guess what's the largest buck Tom Lazuka has ever killed?
And remember, they grow them bigger up there.
And they do grow them bigger up there. So we got some guesses coming in. I'm hoping. Oh, we got a 75-point buck guess. You ever seen one of those, Tom?
An 80 ring gauge antler.
80 ring gauge. Yeah, we're not talking about the ring gauge of some Asylum 13 cigars. We're talking about the points on a buck. Oh me. So we're going to get some guesses coming in. In the meantime, what's the temperature like right now? And I'm assuming you're in Michigan, huh?
I am.
So
it's actually beautiful today. I mean, it's probably in the mid-60s and sunny today. So finally, kind of weather's kind of broken up. So it's actually a pretty nice day out today.
Outstanding. It's beautiful here as well. We've had some great weather. The good thing is it was raining like crazy a month prior to the COVID crisis, and then it seemed as if the moment the quarantine began, the sky opened up, and we've had beautiful weather for all intents and purposes.
It's been great
most days, so we've at least been able to get out and get some sunshine, which has been a true blessing. If you're just joining us, welcome back to Zoom. We've started a new meeting. Just to remind you, if you've joined us just in the past few minutes, we've got Tom Lazuka, the owner of Asylum Cigars, breaker of ribs, and progressive activist, live with us right now. We're having a little bit of fun, but we're doing we're featuring the Asylum Medulla Oblongata cigars this week. We have both a natural, a Corojo wrapper, and a Maduro wrapper.
Yeah. And
we are doing, if you buy 5 or more this week, not even a box, just 5 cigars, you can mix and match even, you're going to get 20% off. And all of our stores, online, call-in orders, we're still delivering right now if you'd like to on orders of $50 or more within a 10-mile radius. We'll ship it to you for free on orders of $50 or more within the continental United States. So you can take advantage of this week. This deal will be going on through next Friday.
Next Friday, eh?
And then we'll announce another deal. But this week it's Asylum Week. Tom, is there anything that you have anything coming down the pipe? I know that times are weird with FDA and stuff. What kind of projects do you working on? Has FDA? And I mean, you and I have talked about this. I mean, but for everybody listening in, how has this affected creativity and what people are doing? I know that it's forced people to take certain measures that we didn't want to take in the cigar business. But with the FDA regulations going on, how has that affected creativity of what you bring onto the market these days?
Yeah, obviously everything needs to meet substantial equivalence in some sort of way. So we've been able to do that with a number of products. We have a number of we have 2 new products that we're working on right now. Obviously, one is the CLE Graduate, which will be a new release hopefully sometime this year. Obviously, the factory's shutting down and the trade shows being canceled, TAA, and we don't know what's happening with PCA this year.
Sure.
Yet, but we've got the designs done and things are ready, but the blends aren't completely finished, and hopefully Christian will get down to Honduras here in the next few weeks. They've had quite a bit of actually a dry season, so they've got a lot of forest fires right now. So
Really?
you can't you can't land at the airport. There's only about a half a mile visibility.
You're kidding.
6 miles.
Wow.
No.
I had no idea that was going on.
Yeah, so they're they get them every year, but this year seems to be quite a bit more, and because you just don't have the people to put them out.
Yeah.
And they've started, and so.
And that's already the most terrifying landing on the face of the planet at that airport.
It's hard. Yeah, it's already a tough place, and when you throw in visibility less than a half a mile, it's just impossible. So hopefully that'll clear up in the next couple of weeks, and Christian can go down and finish that. And then obviously we're working. Last year we launched the Asylum 7, celebrating our 7th anniversary, and we're getting ready.
By the way, I was teasing you about the cigar before. That is an unbelievable cigar. Scott, do you have the coffin?
I don't have the coffin. I've got the band.
It's an incredible cigar. Can you go grab a coffin with one of those in it, please?
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'll grab it.
That's funny is I don't think I've tried that one yet myself.
That's hard. Let me show this on Zoom. That's the band. So the composition of the Asylums, this is predominantly a Corojo cigar, yes? The Asylum 7, yes.
Asylum 7 is a Nicaraguan wrapper with Corojo, Honduran binder and filler.
It is an unbelievable cigar. I smoked one in the 1118 format, which is unique to you guys. That is, if you haven't tried it, we've got a MSRP of 19 and change on it here in the store. It's worth every penny of that price. A lot of times people look at cigars as you want to get bang for the buck, or you want to value. But for me, value is experience. And if you get a true experience, so they come in beautiful coffins. Let me take my earpiece out just for a moment, and I'm going to put this up to the cameras. So that's what that looks like, guys. So we've got those in stock in the store.
So Jason Robnett, on YouTube, how do I find you on YouTube again? Because I'm struggling here.
It's BirminghamCigars.com. I was actually going to smoke one.
Man, look at that.
70.
I've actually never had one of those yet.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Of course, as an employee, you get an employee discount. So
Absolutely.
You get a little bit off of
that.
But that is, it's for me, smoking a cigar, price point, a lot of people say, I wouldn't smoke a $15, $20 cigar.
Right.
I prefer to smoke two of whatever. And that's, money's not an issue. It's about how much enjoyment you get out of a cigar. Recently, I smoked and I won't mention what it was. It's nobody needs to know. But I had a cigar that to me was a bucket list cigar with a couple of friends.
Really?
Celebrating his wedding, and I told someone we looked at what the secondary market value on the cigar would be, and $300 is what people were looking for. And I said, You know what? Based on the experience I had, it was a $300 experience.
Wow. So
you truly can, and I'll tell you, Tom, I'll say this about your company. When you guys put a price point of nearly $20 on a cigar, it absolutely justifies it. That's not $20 of marketing, of gimmicks. That's $20 of some of the world's best tobacco that you're going to smoke. And you knocked it out of the park for your anniversary cigar, my friend. You did a great job with it. Congratulations on the success, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Congrats, man.
Thank you, guys. We are very fortunate to have, the knowledge and the mentorship of Christian, and obviously his father running the farm in Honduras. Does a great job for us taking care of growing the tobacco, and so we're very, very fortunate in that aspect. And the family has over 100 years of history between Christian, his father, and then his grandfather. So I think we're somewhere around 102 or 103 years now of the Aroa family being in tobacco, from Cuba to the U.S. to Honduras. And so when we came out with that cigar, we really wanted to focus on, obviously we made it in two sizes, the 1118 and the 70 by 7. I wanted to have a cigar for the big ring gauge smoker. Obviously, we're known for 70 ring gauge cigars and 80s. And we just wanted when that consumer wants to celebrate, he doesn't have anything to go really step up. If you're your everyday cigar is $6-7 or $8, and you want to celebrate something, you might buy a Padron 26 or a Davidoff or something, a Fuente Opus X or something like that. The big ring gauge guy has nowhere to go. I mean, there's only a few of us that make them, and there's nothing for them to be celebratory with. So if you really enjoy a big ring gauge, this gives you that opportunity to go out and have something that's special. And what makes that cigar special is obviously the way we age and ferment the tobacco, but it's also the first time we combined the Nicaraguan tobacco with the Honduran tobacco.
Certainly,
we use and that's the uniqueness of that cigar.
Yeah, it's worth trying it just for that alone, because a lot of people we know. It's interesting. We see a lot of CLE fans and we see a lot of Asylum fans, and people are so loyal to one brand, and I have to tell them all the time, well, if you like this one, a lot of times it comes out of the same factory as this other one, why don't you try this one? Oh, no, I only smoke Asylum 13, it's funny how, but this is a great cross between the two factories and the two countries with the tobacco. I think it's a beautiful expression. You did a great job with it, and I think everyone should come in and try this cigar at least once, especially if you're celebrating something special. This has been special today, having you on. I appreciate you being here. We are about to cut towards our last segment. Is there anything else you need to say before we go?
No, I just want to say thank you to you, Jason, and Joe, and Devin, for you guys having me on today and setting this up, and obviously to the Harris's dad and son, who have always supported our company. And so please, if you need some cigars, please visit these guys, call them, and support your local brick and mortar shop, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you, brother. I think we'll start referring to them as the harem. Or the Harai. There's now Harris the Fourth has an 8-year-old who is now the 5th.
Wow!
So the number continues to grow. Before we're done with this business, we'll probably see number 6. Tom, thank you so much for joining us. It's great hearing from you as always, and I will talk to you again soon, my friend.
All right.
Sure. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Be safe, brother.
Bye now.
And if you joined us for that was Tom Lazuka of Asylum Cigars. Can we take these out of our ears now?
We can take these out of our ears.
Devin and I have been sharing. Oh my God! Oh, that's so. I've got my neck is like a little.
We're connected now.
We had to share. Yeah, we were conjoined with the microphone. If you're just now joining us, we just had Tom Lazuka on of Asylum Cigars.
Yeah, he's great, man. He is. Oh, he's wonderful.
Tom's a real guy.
He is.
You have some people who they got some inflated egos. Let's be honest, in the cigar business, and they don't realize that they're marketing cigars to 1.1% of the U.S. population. Like this is. I wish some people would drop the ego. Tom's not that guy, though. I always used to tease him about being a real cigar rock star,
right?
And it drives him nuts. He gets so mad when I say that. But he's definitely. He's sincere, and he's a good friend. He's been a great friend to us, a great friend to me personally. Appreciate him joining us. If you didn't hear before, this week we are doing 20% off.
20% off,
5 or more. Purchase of 5 or more Asylum Medulla Oblongata.
Yes.
Of course, that was inspired by the movie The Waterboy. And we're drinking some high-quality H2O right now, aren't we?
We are.
We're anticipating your phone calls to place some orders for this, because we've already, in fact, I think I'm looking, and we've already gotten 4 orders online for these already. Can you believe
mackerel.
that? 4 orders. So you can just 5 or more and get 20% off. You only get 10% off of the box.
Yeah.
Why not come in or get online, BirminghamCigars.com, or call the store and try 5 of these if you haven't before.
Yeah.
You won't regret it.
Okay.
Share with us again what you thought about the cigar if they're just not joining us.
Oh, gosh.
Briefly. You don't have to. I mean, just tell them what you thought. I mean,
It's an amazing cigar. It's got a good beginning, middle, and end. Good nose on it. You're getting hints of, I would even say vanilla. I know that's kind of up there, but mostly cocoa, leather. It makes me, when I was smoking it, all I thought was I'm going into a library.
Oh, wow, that's a great, I love that description.
Oh, that's all I thought of. I was just sitting there smoking.
I do love the way a library smells.
It's great.
I can't read, but
it's either a library or Ron Burgundy's apartment.
Right.
Yeah.
That escalated quickly.
makes you think of many leather-bound books.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
What's your suggestion?
If they're coming in and they're buying 5 or more, since it's medulla and the oblongata, one's a round, one's a box press,
Yes.
Yeah.
I recommend them trying both and seeing which one they like.
Absolutely.
Which suits their
Yeah.
palate.
Absolutely. You should try both. There are, like Joe just said, there are 2 different formats of each, the Maduro and the Corojo version of it. You have a box press format and a standard rounded format.
Right.
Both do have their own unique characteristics
Yeah,
and
they
how
really
the cigar
do.
smokes.
They really do.
And that's a great suggestion. If you're going to buy 5, pick up the Medulla, which is the rounded format, and the Oblongata, which is the box press format. Pick up a Medulla and Oblongata of each, the Maduro and the Corojo.
That's 4 right there.
And then grab another one. You get 20% off, so you're not going to regret it. To answer your question, Mr. Nelson, you did win. That was a 13-point buck.
Nice. Well done, Mr. Nelson.
So, Tom, you win the 10 sign. Congratulations. Appreciate you joining us today. Lane, thank you very much for the compliment. You're a dirty liar. But I appreciate that. I'm not even going to repeat that comment because that is a bold-faced lie. But if you're just joining us again, buy 5 Medulla Oblongata, get 20% off this week. Love this cigar.
Yes, absolutely.
What? You know what we haven't done this week?
What's that?
A segment called That's BS.
That is BS.
And I saw someone do this
we haven't done
yesterday.
it. Yeah?
By the way, yes. It's been bothering me all week long. Now, they didn't do it with our store cutter.
Oh.
But how often do you see, or have you guys seen when you're in the store?
Oh, God, I know where this is going.
When you have, in which currently right now, because of the coronavirus crisis, we're not allowing people to use the shop cutters to try to prevent the spread. But how often have you guys seen someone, or do you personally, and I'm not judging, but I am, putting the end of the cigar in your mouth first before you cutting it and getting it soaking wet and disgusting, and then use the shop cutter. That's where I have the problem with. If you want to do that with your own cutter, it's fine.
You're right.
But taking the shared shop cutter, putting the cigar in your mouth, and then cutting the cigar.
It happens less and less now when I'm working because I pay close attention
You
to it.
chastise them, right?
I do. Absolutely, I do.
I heard you have a whip.
I'm blunt. I'm very blunt.
I love
Very
it.
blunt.
I want to tell you a story.
Tell me a story.
So, previous company I worked with, this is early in my cigar career. I was doing a cigar event, and was featuring Monte Cristo cigars at the time, and was set up right outside the humidor, this beautiful cigar bar on the beach, and this gentleman walks up with a friend of his, and I stopped him and, of course, approached him with the special that we were having and said, I've got some deals we're offering. And he looks at me and he says, "No, young man, I appreciate it, but the only good cigar in this whole humidor is an Opus X." He's pretty pompous about it.
Right.
So I just let it go. I said, "Okay, sir, well, go in there and enjoy that one. No disrespect." So he walks in, he makes a selection, and his friend follows him in the humidor, but looks at me almost apologetically, like, forgive my friend. It looked like he'd been in this situation before, like he knew that this guy treated people this way. And he walks out of the cigar, and I absolutely, as we're recording, will not replicate the action that he used with this cigar. But for lack of a better term, he deep-throated the cigar and then proceeded to turn it sideways and stick his tongue out and lick it back and forth just like this. The cigar is just dripping with saliva.
There's a hashtag in there somewhere.
He pops it out of his mouth with a wet pop, and he says, "Can I borrow your cutter?"
No.
And I looked at him and I said, "No, sir, after deep-throating your cigar, you may not." And he said, "Well, that's rude." And he turned around and walks off. I'm sorry. One, I had to make him look like the jackass that he was in front of his friend, because because his buddy, God bless him, he was so apologetic about it. Like, God, forgive this.
Oh my God,
jerk of a friend that I have. Everywhere he goes, he's like this. But someone had to put him in his place,
right?
But how disgusting is that? I can't get over it. If you're looking at this and you visit, if you want to use your own cutter, fine. If you go into a cigar store and try to use the community shop cutter, please be mindful of others.
You know what that is?
What?
That's BS.
That's BS.
That's BS.
Carl Cathy wants to know, was his name Phil? I don't remember. I'm trying to forget.
Right above Philip's asking, is that wrong?
Oh, Wes. Good to see you again, my friend. No services performed by Wes Phillips legal practices greater than those services performed by any other lawyer, right? It's something like that.
Look what Jonathan said up at the top above Phil. Oh my gosh. Wow. I can't repeat that.
And Sir Metal with his comment.
Oh gosh.
Congratulations. Yes, Carl, most likely I am, to answer your question. Good gracious. Well, before this, let's change the topic. We're about to wind down. Before this could escalate quickly.
Very quickly, yes.
I'm gonna disregard the comments for a moment.
Just
Congratulations.
That's what she said, Joe.
Again to Mr. Nelson for winning the 10 sign. Please click like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And Mr. Nelson, you have won this medal sign for guessing the correct number of points on the biggest buck that Tom Lazuka had killed on a deer before, who joined us earlier. We are doing one more time just to let you know, 20% off on the purchase of 5 or more Asylum 13 Medulla Oblongata cigars.
Yeah. So
please come in and try both the natural and the Maduro in that version, and both the grounded and box press formats in those.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I hope they do have their own cutter, Wes, and if they don't, Devin,
you crack them over the head with something.
You said it last week. They can purchase one from Cigars and More.
Well, yeah, you can purchase one, but I prefer to use violence myself.
So, to avoid violence, if you don't want him, please, we have a vast selection of cutters, lighters, other accessories, and we're getting a huge shipment in next week of accessories, too.
Oh.
Wait till you see it. Just a teaser. We're going to have an accessory special in the next couple of weeks on the show.
We should show some stuff off.
We're going to.
Nice.
And it's going to be an unbelievable deal. It might even be more money saving than this one on accessories for Father's Day. Not on cigars, but we're going to do an accessories show.
You couldn't possibly do that kind of deal.
We're going to do an accessory. We can, as long as Harris Saunders is not on the show.
Man. Too bad for Harris.
Listen. He will join us one week. He was unable to the past few weeks. We do thank you for joining us again this week. Yeah, unable. He's a very busy guy. Yeah, so whatever I can't get to, it's on him. So
absolutely.
Believe me, I'll start getting text messages and phone calls as soon as we're finished filming here.
Yeah.
With a number of things that I have left to do.
Better enjoy that coffee.
I'm going to enjoy this coffee while I can. Next week,
what are we doing next week?
Well, we'll show you in a recording in our social media platforms this week. We do have a company lined up for specials next week, and we do have another guest. That will remain a surprise until later in the week, because we do not want to step on the toes of what we just announced.
Right.
But it's going to be good.
Is a special guest me?
You're always a special guest. Always a special guest. I always enjoy it. We're wrapping up now. Again, this hour has gone by so quickly.
It has.
This is time flies when you're having fun. And what is it that you like to say?
To smoke is human. To smoke a cigar is divine.
It is divine. Thank you again so much for joining us. We appreciate all of your support, especially during this crisis we're experiencing across the country right now. You've all been so wonderful. We're going to continue to do this as long as it's enjoyed, and continue to provide weekly specials even after the state opens back up.
Even after.
So,
may even do something special for the opening.
My God, we will.
Oh gosh.
There'll be lots of coffee for that.
Lots and lots of coffee.
Lots of coffee. Thank you guys so much, Devin. Thank you for everything again this week.
Thank you,
we
Jason.
hope you'll tune in next week for another special edition of C&M Live Behind the Curtain.
Yes, sir.
Hope you guys enjoy your week. Thank you.
Bye.